So this last song, Glorious End, was really my personal pet project on the record. It comes from the same trip where I wrote Firepower Kills. I was in the town of Ypres, and something kind of crazy happened that day where I was there and I found the grave of a man who has my last name that I didn't know about before, who died precisely 100 years before I was there standing there. So that got me feeling really somber and reflective, and something I can't quite even describe. And what I started thinking about was all the sort of what they'd say is pointless sacrifice in World War I, or just any time, but all the futile, failed assaults where men just charge bravely into the teeth of machine guns and get cut to ribbons, and for what? And that just makes me so deeply sad to think about, and I really wanted to put that into a song. So the way I decided to get this idea across was as a conversation between a father and son. And it's not about the battle itself, but it's about what the soldier does to prepare himself mentally for the battle, what goes through his head. And the way I've written this is it's the son saying to the father, I will be brave, I'll do my duty. When the time comes, I will not turn tail and run. And the father's there talking back to his son, reinforcing these same heroic and brave virtues. The chorus line I had, which is identical to what I came up with years before the song ever existed, is, for I am no coward, I will laugh at death again, now onward, my brothers, to our glorious end. And I thought that that was pretty powerful, and I wanted to write kind of in a pre-modern sort of way, like in romantic-sounding 19th century poetic lingo. I thought that has a certain power from it, like it comes from the past, from the era of knights and dragons, and not from the era of, you know, machine guns and jets and such. So I thought that that was a really powerful angle to go with it, and I thought that this way of writing had a really strong emotional component. The concept behind the end verse, which existed verbatim how it is 3 years ago, is that for the first part of the song, it's the soldier and the father preparing him mentally for battle. At the end of the song, the soldier finally goes into battle, the moment he's been waiting for, but as soon as it happens, he is killed arbitrarily, pointlessly, and cruelly. And then as he dies, he goes, what was the meaning of my sacrifice? All those virtues I believed in, was that all a lie? Did my father lie to me? What was that for? And he leaves the question unanswered, and on a note of deep questioning and pain. And I think it's a hell of a way to end the album, and it really gets that feeling I had in my heart out onto record in a way I can't quite explain beyond saying listen to the song. I'm really proud of how this came out, and I think that this is something that's very distinct towards my style of writing and our band. You aren't gonna hear this from other bands that talk about war today. I think they tend to do a lot more flag waving and stuff, and I don't think that's the real truth of it. I want a song that looked on a psychological and an emotional level at the really human psychological side, because every person who's a number on these giant World War casualty lists was a real person that went from womb to tomb just like you and I.
Yeah, so KiFF came at me with that. Hell of a concept. An idea he's really passionate about. And it's my job to convey that through music, you know, really powerful heavy metal song. So yeah, it was cool. He showed me different mediums in order to express that idea, and he showed me a movie called Gallipoli, a couple of different scenes from that dealt with a father and son and had this tragic ending. So I went into Adam's vault of riffs, and Adam just has a knack for writing these really melodic and rich riffs. So I took a few of them that I felt went well together, and the verse ended up being sung from the perspective of the son and the bridge from the perspective of the father. So I was able to tie that in as well, and it works really well.
So I took Adam's riffs and made them the verse and the bridge, and then I came up with a chorus and post-chorus.